Well, I want to say I hope you're having a blessed Thursday. And this is my Thursday throwback message number 43. And I'm celebrating my 42nd year of being saved. I prayed when I was 18 years old, but I never did go to church or follow through on it to serve the Lord or to do anything. And so at age 34, I prayed. And this was 42 years ago, 1982. And so today the Lord had laid a subject on my heart. It's very difficult for me to deal with. And it's the spirit of lust. And I'm here to tell you, I hate and despise the spirit of lust. And if I see somebody that's married fooling around somebody else, it enrages me. If somebody comes on to me and I can feel that spirit from them and know it's not a love of God, but a spirit of lust where they're attracted to you, probably having fantasies about you, it enrages me. And so anyway, I'm not talking about, first of all, I want to make sure this clear. I appreciate every Christian man that I know of that's ever come and put his arms around me and hugged me and let me know, I love you, I care about you, and I'm praying for you. But that man has got a family and a wife at home that he adores and cares about, and he's caring about you as a Christian man should, and he's not got no ideas about wanting to do anything with you that's not right. And that I appreciate all the fellas that I know in church that can give me a hug and tell me they love me and care about me without the spirit of lust that operating in their lives. And I'm here to tell you, the spirit of lust is sneaky. It slips in on people. People don't even realize what's happening to them. They see somebody that sets their fields on fire, and I'm going to tell you, anytime you meet a person, man or woman, if you're a woman or a man or whatever, you meet someone that you're married to somebody else, and that person that you just met setting your fields on fire, I'm going to tell you, that fire will spread. It will destroy your life. It will destroy your marriage. It will destroy your family. Because I'm here to tell you that I lived in this spirit. Watch this happening to my mother growing up. And my mother, she probably died with a broken heart because she lived with a man. And that's my dad, and I loved him with all my heart. But this today I have to tell this. He broke her heart over and over. Because if he met some woman that he was attracted to, he would just take off with her and stay gone 2 or 3 days. And then he would come on back and take up just where he left off at, like he hadn't done nothing. And back then, women didn't have welfare. Some of them didn't work, and she didn't work. She was dependent on him to support us. So he could do whatever he wanted to. Back when my mother was married, women were at the mercy of the men they married. They were at the mercy of their father, their families, if they had any. And then they were at the mercy of the men they married. And this is the situation that she was in. And so he did this to her over and over and over. And she grieved. And she was heartbroken over it. And she had emotional problems over it that I look back today and I realized some of the things situations where she was difficult to deal with. It was because she was dealing with so much. And as a child, I didn't understand what was going on. I didn't know anything about the spirit of lust. All I knew was my family was unhappy and I was unhappy and it was affecting me and everything. So then when I grew up and I got married, I was very suspicious of my husband. I never did know why. Why can't you trust him? Well, it's because of the circumstances I grew up in under. And I think my husband probably had one or now too at times, but I'm not going to get into that. That's not what this message is about. This message is about the spirit of lust, and I want to expose it today. Because I'm going to tell you, when I got saved and I got in church, I thought, oh boy, I am finally free of this spirit. I'm in a place where I'm safe, where I can just talk to anybody and trust anybody. And I just thought, oh boy, this is going to be wonderful, you know. And then I found out this man had a spirit of lust on him. He was struck on me, attracted to me. He was attracted to other women, and he was touching us, and he was doing stuff, scratching the palm of your hand. He even followed me outside and watched me walk to my car. And he eventually told me one time, if the Lord don't do something about the way I feel about you, I'm going to have to do something about it. And it enraged me. Although I was attracted to this person too, but I would not allow that. I said, no, this is not right. He has a wife, I have a husband. No, this is not right. I watched my mother with her heart broken, and for years, and I would never do this to another woman. And it set me off. As a young Christian, I didn't have no Bible training. I didn't know nothing about having a prayer life. I didn't know nobody well enough to sit down and try to talk to him. And this spirit enraged me. But anyway, I was praying. And the Lord showed me a vision of this big old serpent. And he was had a circle made out of the lower part of his tail. He was standing upright, and he was holding a couple in his part of the coil. And he was looking down at me. And I looked down in the floor, and there were snakes all around him. And the Lord said, this is a spirit of lust. It's in the churches. This was 1983 when the Lord showed me this. This is a spirit of lust. It's in the churches. It's in the world. And it's spreading, and it's going to get worse. And the Lord showed me what kind of spirit I was dealing with. And he said, you're not done. You're not done. This is a spirit that you will have to deal with as long as you're a Christian. And if you succumb to this spirit, it will devour and destroy you. And a lot of these people, like Brother James Robinson, I heard his testimony one time. He would stand up and try to preach, and that spirit would get a hold of him. He couldn't preach for lusting after the women in the church. Sick thoughts would go through his mind about what he'd like to do to all those women, and he couldn't preach. He had to go get delivered and set free from that spirit. And listen, any time that you meet someone, if you've got a husband or wife that you adore and you love, and you meet somebody else and they turn you on and you got that spirit a hold of you that you just can't hardly control it, and you're just can't wait, you want to get with that person, and you know you're married and they're married maybe and you ain't supposed to, that is a spirit of lust. That's a spirit of fornication, adultery, and that is a spirit of lust. And that was what that serpent was that the Lord showed me. And today, you look around at this country, if the spirit of lust hasn't devoured and destroyed this country, and it's in the churches operating too. And I'm not talking about the good Christian men that I'm telling you about it. I know there's good Christian men in the church that can give you a hug. They can even counsel and talk with you and love and care about you, and still got their wife that they love. They don't have no evil thoughts toward being with you. And I know there's people like that, but there's also that spirit of lust. And it's destroying our country. It's devouring our country. It ain't destroying it no more. It's got it down weak, wobbling, like Samson was when he was on them buildings, between those buildings, and he started praying for his hair to grow again. And the Lord gave him his power back, but he destroyed himself. He ended up destroying himself. And let me tell you something there. The spirit of lust will destroy love. Lust and love has nothing to do with each other. This spirit of lust that you feel for someone is not love. It's not meant to be a marital relationship. Now, when you meet someone that you're in love with and you're meant to be with the rest of your life, there's a bond, a sexual attraction. There's a bond of longing and loving and caring and can't stand to be away from each other. And that's love. But lust will burn you up. It will drive you to want to be with somebody that don't belong to you. And it will drive you into destroying your family, destroying your marriage, and destroying yourself. And you'll self-destruct. And this man I was telling you about, I had a vision of him. And he was sitting in the fire. And there was flames going up all around him. And he was not burning. But he had cooked places in his face. And he had water or sweat running down his face. He was laughing really hard, but there was no sound coming out. And the Lord was showing me this person is burning up with a spirit of lust. They don't realize what's happening to them. There's reason there's no sound, because the spirit is destroying them and you don't realize it. And the Lord told me, this person, all you can do is get away from them, stay away from them, and pray for them. And this has been a very difficult subject for me to talk about, because the spirit of lust broke my mother's heart. It caused family members to do stuff to other family members that was not decent. It's caused many marriages to be broken up. And now that spirit of lust is devouring the United States and the world. Because people don't realize that this stuff that they're doing, it's not a normal human activity. It is the devil. And that serpent that I saw that had those people bound and had people in the floor. It had those little snakes in the floor. They was all waddling all over each other. And that's what the world is doing today. The world's having one big giant sex orgy. And that big old serpent I saw in the spirit. Honey, I wrote this preacher one time. Evangelist, and he was sending me little pamphlets in the mail. And I wrote and told him about my vision. And I said, now, if you use this, I don't want you to use my name. He put it in his magazine. And he did that back in about 1984 after I told him about it. And he told everybody that this was devouring the world. It was destroying the world. And he didn't mention my name because I asked him not to. But I'm telling you today, if you are a Christian, be aware of the spirit of lust. If you're a married man or a woman and you feel anything for another person that has anything to do with laws that's being broken in the Bible, and you're going to have to go against commit adultery, fornication, the spirit of lust. You meet some people, you can't get them out of your mind. It's all right if you're single and you're trying to find somebody to have a relationship and a life with. But if you're married and your head is full of fantasies about somebody else, that's that old devil, that's that old serpent, that's that old spirit of lust got a hold of you again. If you're a married man or a woman and you're lusting after anybody else, that spirit of lust has a hold of you. And the Bible tells you to flee from the spirit of lust. There's a reason to flee from that spirit of lust, because it just be just like Samson. Samson just kept coming back, kept coming back. The spirit of lust was on him. He wasn't listening to God. He broke all the vows he'd ever made to get his power, and he laid in that woman's lap and kept coming back because he was deceived and he was possessed by a spirit of lust. And look what happened to him. David was doing great. He was one of the great warriors. He was a man after God's own heart, but he stayed home one day and the spirit of lust got a hold of him. And it caused him to destroy his family. It caused him to kill her husband and destroy his family. And he ended up not being able to build the kingdom that God wanted him to build, because he was a man of war and a man that had done this thing and killed the woman's husband. And he done all this sin. He got involved in sin. If you're a Christian today, flee from the spirit of lust. If you got a husband or wife, don't allow the devil to cause you to have fantasies about somebody else. And if you are having to get delivered from the spirit of lust. And I'm telling you, anybody today, if you're having fantasies about anybody, it's not your husband or wife. It is not love. It is the spirit of lust. And there's a many relationships and there's a many marriages built on the spirit of lust, built on broken hearts, where other people's marriages were devoured and destroyed, and yours was built on that foundation. And when it is, it will not be nothing but more pain, more suffering, and more heartache. If a person will succumb to your lust, and they're married already, and get involved with you, and then when you marry them and you get with them, 9 times out of 10, they're going to cheat on you too. So that spirit of lust never stops. It destroys love. Love can't grow, love can't build, and love can't stay where lust is. And that's my message today. And I hope this helps someone. Look, pray, ask the Lord. Only the Lord can deliver you. If you've got this spirit and you're dealing with it, go ask your pastor to pray with you. Have a conference with your pastor alone and get delivered from this spirit. Don't allow it to destroy your life, because I have fought this thing ever since I've been a little girl growing up, to keep people from abusing me and watching my mother suffering with a broken heart her whole life. And then after I got married, I realized the spirit was operating on my husband. And then I got in the church and it was operating in the church. And I hate and despise the spirit of lust today. And I want to help anyone that I can. See this old serpent and what he's doing to you. He's got you bound. You can't get free. And he's causing you. This spirit will go on and on and on. The spirit of lust can't be satisfied. The spirit of love can be satisfied, be contented, and be happy. The spirit of lust will never be satisfied. It continuously destroys, burns you up. And it will cause you to enter and go to a place where you're going to burn forever and ever. And so I'm going to try to shut this message off. But I just had this so strong in my heart that I have to get this message out to everybody and hope it helps someone today.